For Mr. John Gavin.
May I ask who's calling?
My name is Dan Freeman. I'm calling on behalf of Bell's Brewery in Kalamazoo.
He's unavailable right now. May I take a message for him?
I just wanted to speak to him, set up an appointment about setting up a relationship with our brewery and the Tigers in some sort of selling capacity. When is the next available appointment that I can speak to him?
Okay, yeah. Let me see when the next available appointment is. It looks like he won't be available until next Monday around 10. How does that work for you?
Yeah, next Monday at 10 sounds great. I'm going to be in the Detroit area around that time, so I'll follow up with you guys on Friday just to confirm the appointment, but I'm looking forward to our meeting on Monday.
Yep, that sounds great. We are looking forward to seeing you next Monday then.
Yeah, sounds great. I appreciate your courtesy, and I will be looking forward to meeting you guys on Monday. Hi, Mr. Johnson. It's Dan. I know you're busy right now, so I'll keep this message brief. I secured the meeting with Gavin. Gonna meet with him on Monday in Detroit. I was just wondering if you could send me anything you had on him. I know you guys had talked about a prior relationship before. I know it didn't work out for you last year, but I think I have a good feeling that this relationship could benefit both parties. So if you could send me any information you have on him and my preparations for this meeting, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, Mr. Johnson.
Hey, Allie, how you doing?
Hey, good. How was your weekend?
That was great.
Good to hear, good to hear. You have that meeting with Dan from Bell's at 10 this morning?
Yeah, I
That's
actually
right.
looked into their beers this weekend. I had a few to test it out. I think it could be a great client for us.
Hey,
Hi, how's it going?
good. You must be Dan?
I am.
I'm Allie. We talked earlier.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we talked last week about it.
Yeah.
I confirmed with you on Friday about the appointment.
Yep. John's actually busy in the moment. We have a waiting area. I can show you out where the couches are. If you
Yeah,
wanna-
that'd be great.
Okay. We can go on out here. Dan?
Yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Gavin's ready to see you.
Oh,
If
perfect.
you want to come back in the office.
no problem.
Come on in,
Hi, Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Friedman.
Hi, how's it going?
Good to see you. John Gavin, President of Food and Beverage Operations for the Detroit Tigers.
Well, as you may know, I'm Dan Freeman. I'm a senior sales rep for Bell's in Kalamazoo.
Yeah,
How are you today?
I've tasted some of your beers. Pretty tasty. I'd like to
Hey.
hear a little bit more about your company.
Well, yeah, I noticed I watched the game against the Red Sox yesterday. I gotta say, man, that was a great game.
Thrilling.
Hey, Alex Avila, he's some catcher right there.
Yeah, all-star last year.
Miguel Cabrera's game-tying home run tonight. It was a
Take a
moonshot.
seat. Well, Dan, unfortunately, this is going to have to be pretty quick. I've only got 10 to 15 minutes. I've got an important phone call coming up at 10:25, so let's see what you got to say.
Well, that's no problem. I can be brief for you. What would you like to know about Bell's? I know that you said you've had some of our varieties before, but
Yeah,
maybe I can inform you a little bit more about our company and what we're all about.
well, I don't know too much about your company. I know you guys are based out of Kalamazoo and got some tasty brews, but we did just sign a contract a couple years ago with Miller Coors, so we're pretty much all set on the beer end for this season, I think. I don't know if you
Well,
guys-
I'm aware that you did sign that contract with Miller Coors, and I understand that that's the major source of beer revenue. But we're going to present to you an opportunity that presents a niche market that you're not really fulfilling at Comerica or with your secondary marketing materials.
Okay, well, I'm open to listening, see what you have to say.
Doing my research for this pitch, I noticed that you guys had a very long-standing tradition, especially here in the state of Michigan, here in the great state of Michigan. You guys have some of the most loyal fans in all of baseball, and especially located here in Michigan. And we have some of the most loyal consumers for any craft brewery here in the great state of Michigan. We're based out of Kalamazoo. Our main distribution points are all in Michigan, but we do distribute to 18 more states, and then we also distribute to Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico. But our main focus is Michigan. That is our pride. Our main objective is serving Michigan customers, giving them a good craft beer. And when I noticed that the Tigers didn't have an official craft beer or a local brewery supporting them, so I feel like this could be a great match in between the two of us.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The craft beer is not really sold at Comerica. We have more of the cheaper domestic beers, but that's served us well so far. And
I know you guys have had some existing relationships with Fago and Garden Fresh Salsa, both also Michigan companies, and I know that you guys take pride in your association with local businesses from the state of Michigan.
Yeah, we do, and I'm just not sure if we'll match up on the prices. We got to make a profit off the beer we sell, and I know the Bell's beer is a little more pricey than Miller Coors. Could you give me some information about how much you're thinking of selling to us, or what the price would look like?
Before we get into specific numbers, I want to just tell you a little bit about the products we're trying to pitch at Comerica Park.
Okay.
We're looking to sell two of our flagship beers, two of our flagship products that people really seem to know and enjoy. Have you ever heard of Two Hearted Ale?
Yeah, I have. It's one of my favorite IPAs.
Well, good. You're very familiar with how delicious Two Hearted Ale can be, how amazingly smooth it is, and how much balance there is in the hop flavor and the malt. So you understand that it's our year-long IPA. It's one of our most popular beers. And then our other flagship beer that we want to sell at Comerica is Oberon Ale. Have you ever heard of Oberon?
Yeah, I've never tried it though. It's seasonal, right?
Yes, we launch it at the end of March, which coincides with the start of baseball season. So the timing works out well. It ends, our production run ends in October. Again, coinciding with the end of baseball season, would work year round for you. It is our signature summer ale. It's a wheat ale. We make it with our house yeast and some orange peel and some spices that really give it a real clean finish. Very refreshing, especially in those hot summer months, because I know it can get upwards of 100 degrees sometimes here, especially at Comerica. People want a real refreshing beer, and Oberon does that. It's fruity, it's spicy, it's crisp, it's clean, and it's just great for a summer day when you're sitting at the ballpark.
Well, yeah, Dan, it sounds like you guys have some great products, very meticulously brewed beers, but here at the Tigers, we're trying to actually shift our focus towards a younger market, and that younger market is looking towards the cheaper beer like Miller Coors and Anheuser-Busch. Where do you think your target market coincides with, our younger generation that we're trying to appeal to?
Well, John, I understand that you're trying to shift toward a younger generation of fans. As a big baseball fan myself, I am a little upset that our generation of fans is slowly getting older and that we're getting a smaller amount of fans. That being said, I understand that the majority of the fans that that are in the ballpark are younger and probably are looking for the cheap beer, the standard, something from Miller Coors or Anheuser-Busch. But the people that have the most disposable income, the ones that are going to spend the most money on tickets, the ones that are going to spend the most money on concessions, are looking for a more full-bodied, more flavorful beer, such as the ones that we offer. And let me also say that craft brewing is on a rise. Even the younger generation is starting to appreciate the subtle differences that different craft breweries can bring about in their products, especially those that want to go against the corporate culture of the big macro breweries.
Yeah, I've noticed, microbreweries popping up all over Michigan, and, Bell's is one of the best known ones, and you guys have been doing it since '97, you said?
Actually, we've been doing it since 1985.
Oh, wow.
This is when we started out with just a soup kettle and a 15-gallon pot.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, yeah, Dan, what you're saying definitely makes sense. Most of our revenue does come from that upper middle class who buy the season tickets and the premium seats behind home plate. However, we are really heavily invested with Miller Coors. I just don't know, I'm a little skeptical on how having a second beer distributor, totally independent, come in and how that would fit in with our current structure.
Well, we're not looking to fully replace all the beer sales you have with Miller Coors because we know they're going to make up a large portion of sales regardless. But we just want to make up a fraction of all the beer sales that you make at Comerica Park. We've done a little research. We estimate that about 20,000 beers are sold at Comerica each day, each home game, to about 43,000 people in attendance. And of all the people drinking beers, they drink about 1.6 per game. So we want to sell roughly, of those 20,000, we want to sell roughly about 3,000, so say 15%. Not enough to really cannibalize too much sales with Miller Coors, but enough to make a strong foothold in the stadium, enough to make our presence known, and enough to spread our name and spread our association with the Tigers.
Yeah, that all makes sense, and I'm sure your beer is very well crafted and tasteful, but I'm just not really sure that our fans are going to be willing to pay more for that premium beer when Miller Coors is just sitting there for a lower price. Do you have any I'm just a little skeptical.
Well, I thought you might object to that. I thought you might have some concerns about pricing and whether fans will be willing to accept a new premium beer at Comerica. So we sent some of our analysts over to Comerica for opening day. And we surveyed 100 fans, 100 beer drinking fans who were sitting in the lower bowl. And I'm going to pull up the results from the survey right here on my iPad. And you can see that of the results, 40% of everyone who was over 45 in the survey, they said they would be willing to pay more for a higher quality beer because they want a more high quality beer options at Comerica. And then of the respondents 30 to 45, 60% said they wanted a higher quality beer option and that they would be willing to pay a little bit extra, a couple dollars extra for a high quality beer option. And we even tossed out the name Oberon and Too Hard, and a lot of them did get excited about it.
Well, it's very impressive. Shows you did your homework, and that could change your mind a little bit. But I'm just a little skeptical because you surveyed people from the lower bowl and 45 and up, and we're really looking to, have beers that appeal to everyone, young and old. So, what can you tell me that about how you'll appeal to that younger market as well?
Well, before I get to that, I just want to review some of the positives that we've talked about so far, about the strength of our brand in the state of Michigan, the loyalty that our consumers have, and plus, something that I've been saving just for this moment, the logo of Oberon, the orange and blue. Could you imagine the Old English D sitting in the corner right there? I mean, even the younger generation would love that logo and love that pride that is evoked with that association with Detroit pride in the state of Michigan. So the younger generation, even though our beer is technically targeted at a slightly older generation, the younger generation who's heard of Oberon, who's heard of Bell's Brewery, they're going to love this logo, especially associated with the Old English
it does match up pretty perfectly, and it's got the sun on there associated with summer, so I think that might work out pretty well. Do you happen to have a case that our office could sample, maybe, so we could get a better feel of Oberon and Bell's Brewery?
Well, I had a better idea. Instead of just giving you guys a case, why don't we get together some of the senior leadership from our team, some of the senior leadership from your team we can celebrate at happy hour on a Friday. We can even take in a ball game if you'd like. We'll provide all the Too Hard at the Oberon, and we'll even bring some of our more specialized batches. You can sample some of our products, we can talk about some of the values that we like to associate with, and you can understand why we want this relationship with the Tigers to work out so well.
That sounds like a great idea. Have you talked to my secretary to try to set that up?
Yeah, and I understand that the pricing will be a factor at some point in the line, but we can talk about that at a later date. We can talk about that in our next meeting. So I want to set up this get together, this happy hour sort of thing, and then we can set up another meeting to talk about some of the finer details if you'd like.
All right, wonderful.
All right, Mr. Gavin, it was wonderful talking to you.
Yeah.
Good luck with your next call. I understand it's very
important.
important.
All right, thank you. Have a good one, Dan.
Best of luck to you.